Hello and welcome to the 30s podcast. This is episode 46. My name is Clint.
Uncle Marcus.
What's up, Marcus?
What's going on, Clint?
Not much. Today we have producer Caesar. As always.
Hey, everybody.
Oh my gosh. And look at him. He is a gorgeous man. No one can
can't see him. It's 80 something degrees outside right now.
Beautiful.
We're officially entering that summer weather era. Wow.
Thank God. If people watching can tell, I was outside today.
You're looking a little
got
glow.
You think so?
You're getting close to my shade, my natural shade.
Oh my God, that's the goal.
Yeah. I'm wearing shorts today.
Oh,
You can't see them.
free leg. Do you have a lot of leg tattoos?
I do.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I would say, show the camera. Camera pan. Whoa. Bare feet. Bare feet.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm also wearing flip-flops, so it's for all the foot people.
Wow, there you go. And for all the Latinas who are into calves.
Yeah.
Oof.
Is there a lot of those?
Well, because the joke is that,
Is that why you posted? Okay.
Yeah.
This disgusting asshole posted a very close-up picture of his calves on his Instagram yesterday.
Yeah.
Where it just looked like hair on a log. You couldn't tell it was a leg.
Yeah, for Thirst Trap Thursday.
And then he was like, what'd you say? Like Latina thighs or something.
This is for the Latinas because usually the calves are covered by socks.
Oh.
Because I don't know if it's a cultural thing and also just a joke more recently with a lot of comedians on videos. When they do the character, like they do the
one
Cholo
guy that does
character.
yeah.
And it's always about like, sock check, where they do the sock checks, right, Caesar?
Sock checks.
Have you heard of those?
Are you not too
Our resident Latino?
Are you not that familiar with Cholo culture?
Well, I mean, I've experienced it in like the sort of distance.
Okay. What about like in a
Mindset of
person
it?
to person, like been around?
Oh, I've been around cholos. Oh, I have.
Clip
Because
it.
the
Clip
I've
it.
been around cholos. Clip it. Cut to BetterHelp. BetterHelp counselors.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I have.
Yeah.
You know, just like my old roommate was kind of that.
Oh,
and so
yeah.
hung out with a lot of them, and I've been around his family and stuff, and so I like East Los. Those
Close.
people
What up?
where I don't belong.
Where I don't belong.
I'm not wearing shorts and flip flops out there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to meet your parents.
So I'm not. I guess I didn't think about it that way
Mm-hmm.
because that's more Latin men.
Yeah, Latin men. I wonder if it's even like an LA thing.
Isn't it like a thing where you're always supposed to be wearing socks in the house?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
that's a very thing.
That's the thing?
I do that all. Yeah. I grew up like that.
Yeah,
Never
that's
not
just a
wearing
cultural
socks.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Did your socks have to be really high? Because I think part of the thing with the high socks thing is like it's like a sign of what? Dominance?
You're talking to the wrong person here. I mean, I grew up in the hood, but they weren't
Damn
worried
it.
about socks in the hood.
I don't know. If
Sorry,
that's
we should have had
true.
a cholo on the pod today. We're too whitewashed.
I know some.
Yeah.
We can get one on here, but I don't think
could?
they'd want to do it. They'd tell me to fuck off.
They'd be like, yes, give me more.
No.
What else do you have?
Enough about that. I don't want to start off like this. Anyway,
Shout out to all the cholos.
all our
what's
Cholo
up?
fans.
What up, baby girl?
Anyway, it's heating up outside, so it's amazing. I love the warm weather, especially as I'm getting older. I used to be a cold weather guy. I liked the rain. I liked the overcast. I liked the cool. Now I hate it.
Living in your Easter Island head,
Yeah.
playing your clarinet,
What is this?
not hanging out with me. No,
I don't get the reference.
SpongeBob.
You're Squidward.
Oh, okay.
How do you not get that? I would
Easter
rather.
Island.
That's the head he lives in. Easter Island head. That's what you call it.
I had no idea.
I didn't know
what it
that.
was
I thought it was just a tiki head.
Eastern Island. Yeah.
How the fuck would I know it's Easter Island head?
Deep cut. Sorry, deep cut.
Did they say that on the show?
Deep cut.
Easter Island head?
That's what he lives in. I don't know if
But do they say
I don't
that
think.
on the
I don't
show?
think they're like Squidward. We're gonna go visit your Easter Island head house. They're not like that.
Oh, then how did you know it?
But because
You did some
I've
deep
read
dive.
it.
Yeah, you okay.
I've done a deep dive.
he's
Okay,
been on
fine.
the-
I've done a deep
He's been on the
dive.
wikis and SpongeBob
Yeah.
wiki. Okay.
Let me see. If I look up Easter Island head,
And it's
will
I
it
guess
pop
that's
up?
like a Scotland.
because that's
thing.
also. Well, maybe because there's also the.
If I had to guess, like Easter Island in the real world, I'm gonna guess someplace in Europe, like Scotland or Ireland.
Like those Eastern Islands?
Easter.
I mean, those are
You're saying
Easter.
Easter Island,
Easter,
right?
Eastern. Easter?
Easter Island. I looked up
Easter
Easter,
Island,
Island,
yeah.
and there's pictures of Squidward's house.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Stonehenge,
Island.
right?
No, this is
Mhm.
it says it's an Easter Island in eastern Polynesia from the
Polynesian.
yeah.
Oh, I should have known
Polynesian.
that. I'm a bad brown.
Wow. Weak.
What a trip. I didn't even know this was real.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah, so he lives in an
Sorry,
Easter
Clint.
Island.
I guess
head.
we're not as well versed in Polynesian monuments as you are.
Well,
Even though he got that from SpongeBob. He
Coming
didn't know
soon.
that it actually exists.
live action Moana as well. If I'm going to go on my Easter Island kick right now.
Live action Moana.
Yeah, that's coming too. You're welcome.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I know they're doing what's Lilo and Stitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you heard a little internet controversy on the casting of the Lilo and Stitch movie, which I just think is the most ridiculous?
No,
Crap.
what is it?
The girl's not brown enough.
She's
right?
not brown enough.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Oh,
There's
that
always
her,
gonna be
like
that.
literally her skin color.
Like literally cast unknown actors who are getting their first chance, and then the internet's going to be like, "You're not brown enough for this." That's some bullshit.
They're always going to be that kind of stuff.
That's messed up, though.
I think it's because the people like they hold a certain characters that are beloved, they hold them to a certain thing. Like
Yeah.
if they're gonna make a live action Goofy movie
Oh,
and they pick a girl, that she has to look exactly like that girl in
So
that
here's
movie.
here's a
now I'm
photo.
triggered. I get it now. I get it. I'm triggered now.
So this is Nani from.
Yeah, she's
dark,
pretty.
and then this is the live action
I just don't think they have the same round nose.
Sydney Agudong.
Agudon.
If they're not going to cast a thick brown skinned Pacific Islander as Nani, why bother in filming the live action Lilo and Stitch? They won't be getting a penny from me. Well, it's not called Nani and Stitch. for one.
Well,
So
Yeah.
I kind of see it now though, because if she's like a thicker person and they just got some skinny white passing girl, that makes a difference, right?
yeah, I don't think Nani's
Ooh.
that thick in the movie. It's just the way the characters are drawn.
I think so too.
She's not drawn to be like, oh, this is a thick girl.
Yeah,
just
it's
the-
not like, hey, we're representing thick girls.
Yeah, it's like that's just how the
She's just
art
kinda-
style is in that movie.
Yeah, because they're all kind of
round.
roundish,
Yeah.
except for her boyfriend.
Mm.
He was pretty
Yeah, he's
fit.
pretty ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like
looks
a
kind of normal.
proportionate.
Yeah.
That's just the art style.
She's just what, healthy?
or just normal.
She's just not anorexic. Good for her.
Yeah, that sounded like that girl's name was Agudong or that's some kind of
Oh.
island or
Yeah.
maybe not Hawaiian, but they made her extra dark in this one.
Yeah.
She's not dark enough.
Yeah. Oh, I see it now.
Yeah.
I see it. We needed the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
We should've got-
Yeah, I don't know. More live action shit. I don't know.
Whatever.
What did we talk about last time? Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Now Lilo and Stitch.
Eesh.
Moana. I mean,
So they're doing Moana too?
Moana kind of makes sense though.
It's already kind of live action.
It's all they're people,
Yeah. and-
so it's fine. Like it's animation. The whole reason to do animation, I think, is so you could do the stuff that you can't physically do in real life.
Yeah, it's exaggerated. It's fantastical.
Yeah. So like I love Aladdin. Aladdin, the genie makes sense. So in Moana, it's like, well, I guess you
Maui.
could do Maui and have it be
A
kind of
giant human.
giant human.
If
He's
you
a
look
big,
at Maui
giant
next
dude.
to any other human in that, it's like
I mean, the only person who could do that is The
it's
Rock. Yeah. Luckily, he was already cast,
Yeah.
and he probably went to Disney and he's like,
If they do a live action Moana, wait, is he?
they're
cast
doing it.
in-
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's
They're
making
for
it.
sure doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he gonna play Maui?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
He
he
is?
himself announced it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not surprised.
Which makes
Oh.
sense.
Oh, see, that's a thick Nani,
Oh my God.
Whoa!
but that's fan art. So.
That's fan art. Yeah. Huh. Can't all be that lucky.
So I feel like that was a Rock. This is going to be produced by The Rock,
Mm-hmm.
whatever by The Rock.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. The Rock presents Moana.
Yeah,
The Rock presents.
Sponsored by Zoa.
he lost the Black Adam stuff, so he's
He's
now
gotta
moving
pivot.
on to Moana.
Yeah. He's like, what can really work? Oh yeah, that other
Yeah.
movie that I did that was actually really good.
That people loved
Mhm.
that he got to sing in. I brought up the weather thing because it's been very warm outside and it's
Mhm.
been amazing.
Love it.
And you know how I go on hikes every day, or like 5 days a week. I try to go every day, but I'm not always available. But I try to go 5 days a week. And I found the trails around my house. And I went, well, when we're filming, 3 days ago from filming this. And I saw 2 rattlesnakes.
Back to back.
there was one, and then there was one like 20 minutes later.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, that's summer's coming. It's that time. And when I saw the first one, because it's been so, I've seen rattlesnakes before in this trail, so
right.
but it's been so long that I was just kind of like bopping along on my hike with my AirPods in, and then I saw it at the last second, and he was like maybe like 5 steps from me. Like I was just out of striking range, and I did the whole like, and I saw it. I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah.
And I took my AirPods off immediately, and he was doing the rattle thing.
Ooh.
It's like, oh fuck, that could have been bad. And so I went around him, right, and carried on. And then there was another person coming towards me like 5 minutes later that had a dog, and I was like, oh hey, by the way, there's a rattlesnake like a few minutes that way, so just be careful of the dog.
Yeah.
And I carried on with my hike, and then I saw another rattlesnake, and I at that point, because I was spooked, I was like on the lookout for them, and I was so spooked that when do you go on hikes often?
Yeah.
You know, like when you walk by, like you'll hear like rustling in the brush sometimes because like a squirrel or something like scurries off when they hear you coming.
Yeah.
Every time I heard that, I got like kind of spooked a little bit. I was like, "Fuck, the rattlesnake!" Because now they're out.
Yeah.
The sun's out. So I got further down the hike and I saw another rattlesnake, and this one was the other rattlesnake was they curl up. So it was like off to the side. This other rattlesnake was completely stretched out in the middle of the path. Like he was moving because that's how they move.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he either noticed me or he just stopped for whatever reason. So he was right in the middle of the path. I was like, well, I'm not gonna. If I go around either side of it, I'm not going the side of the head, but the other side, like I'm in striking range. So I was like, well, I gotta wait till he moves. And so he wasn't moving, so I picked up a rock and threw it at him.
Oh.
I moved like far enough away.
Marcus, use this. Rock throw.
Yeah, yeah. And it was super effective because he scurried off.
Oh, good. Marcus 1,
Yeah.
Ekans 0.
Yeah, Ekans. Fuck you, Ekans. And I was like, that's 2 rattlesnakes.
Wow.
And then again, there was another person a couple like minutes away that had 2 dogs.
Oh, no.
Who she was not controlling well. She was like, they were pulling her around, and I was like, hey, lady, there's a rattlesnake up there, so just, can't control your dogs. Maybe be careful.
Figure it out.
Yeah. And she was like, oh, thank you. But, yeah, rattlesnakes are scary, dude. Have you ever been around a rattlesnake when they do the tail thing?
Yeah. One time this last year, when I was on a hike, I was coming downhill back to this park after the big trail. And I see this family staring at something and pointing at something that's like really close to where I'm like walking through. So I walk downhill, and I stop, and they're like, "There's a snake right there," and I'm like, already like too close.
The family?
Like the family's just looking at it while I'm like walking past it. It's like the snake is like where the camera is almost.
Okay.
And so I'm walking by, and I'm like, huh? Look. Oh. Boop, 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 boop. Run away.
Oh, you ran from the snake.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm also like, why are they just staring at this? Why are they just, like, they were too close.
I tried to get a picture of it, but it was kind of far away, and I didn't want to agitate it. I mean, they can't fuck around with those snakes.
Damn it.
And I thought, too, the first person I walked by, we did like the passing, and I was not going to say anything. And then something in me, some good Samaritan act, when I got past them, I was like, oh, wait, you guys, there's a snake. And I wrote it down right here. I want to ask you, would you warn somebody if you did what I did? You saw a rattlesnake a few minutes back, and then you saw someone else coming towards you. Be like, hey, by the way, there's a rattlesnake on the path up there.
Yeah, like, I criticized that family because they should have told me, like, as I'm coming down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You should have said it way before I got to that point that I was at. So I would have, yeah, I would have been like, hey.
There's a snake right here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I would do that too. I did it both ways, but I would do it too. Definitely if I was stopped looking at it, I saw someone come like, hey, by the way, there's a snake right here. But part of me was like, well, it's already, by the time they get up there, it could be gone.
Maybe.
So, but then some kind of, I don't know, good Samaritan thing kicked in, which is extremely rare.
Wow.
And I told them about the snake. And I thought too, because last year on this same hike, some lady warned me about a tarantula that was on the path, and I was like, "Oh, thanks." And I was like, "Oh, that was nice of her to do that." And then, sure enough, I got the tarantula, and it was still there. But like, tarantulas don't do anything.
Yeah, what are they gonna do to
They
you?
don't come after you. I don't think.
Tarantulas.
So I just kind of walked around it, but yeah. So you would do that?
Yeah.
I think I was more inclined to do it because they had dogs.
That too.
I was like, the dogs, they're always like sniffing around and stuff. So like, it gets close enough, and then the snake gets it.
Yeah,
that's probably why I did it. Was the dogs?
Yeah, because dog versus snake.
The dog loses.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a garden snake or something.
I can just
rattlesnakes.
Those are rattlers. Yeah. 2 rattlers.
Yeah,
wow.
The rattles.
Ooh.
I've heard them many times before growing up where we grew up. There's snakes everywhere out there, but I hadn't heard it in a long time. So I was like, oh shit, that's the rattle. The last time I heard a rattle was probably like 6 years ago on a different hike out here in Orange County. And I was with somebody, my friend Anthony, who had never heard a rattlesnake before.
Oh no.
And we were side by side, and there was a rattlesnake. We couldn't see it. It was in the brush. And we walked by and it started doing the rattle thing. And it was like a cartoon where, where they like jump on the person next to them.
Oh.
He was so scared of the rattle. And I was like, chill. That means we're fine for now.
Yeah.
But don't get any closer. But that's a jarring sound if you never heard a rattlesnake before in real life. It's different. Different hearing it on like YouTube or something. But when it's right next to you, it's scary.
Yeah, and some people don't grow up where snakes are common.
Right.
So if they walk into one, it's like, ew.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So I wanted to talk to you about the Power Rangers movie, the new one.
Oh.
I watched it.
Oh, look at them.
This is them all old. Well, not all of them, but the ones involved. It's on Netflix right now. It's called Power Rangers Once and Forever. I don't know, some corny name.
Yeah.
I watched it the other night.
Is it cool?
Were you old enough to watch that first season of Power Rangers to remember it like very well? With Jason, Kimberly, Billy, Zach, and Trini.
Well, because I was in kindergarten.
Okay.
And I told my mom I have to watch this because my only friend at kindergarten loves it.
Okay.
So I did watch it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I loved Power Rangers when I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
I dropped off after the second season when Rocky, Aisha, and Zach came in, and then I got too old for it. But yeah, I really loved Power Rangers. I watched the Power Rangers movie in the theater. I owned the VHS, and I watched it over and over and over again, much to the chagrin of my dad. And I used to know verbatim the script of that movie.
Oh, God.
Because when you're a little kid, you absorb everything. That and Jurassic Park, I know the scripts verbatim. Oh, nice. And I watched it a couple years ago, and I still kind of remembered most of it. And so when they announced this movie, I was like, well, that's a little weird because they're so old now, and I don't know how well known this is the first and second cast of Power Rangers is. Like, are they still kind of like they're like the olds like us, kind of know them, but I'm not like waiting for a new Power Rangers to come out. And so it was a little strange, and they brought Rita back with Barbara Goodson, the same voice actress who voiced her in the series, and they got some of the cast. They didn't get everybody, but they got some of them back, and it was right after JDF passed away. Yeah, and they announced this movie, and they were like, it was kind of weird because he wasn't in it. And they had said like he didn't want to do it. Like they asked him, he didn't want to do it. And they asked Kimberly too.
Because she didn't want to be in it.
She didn't want to be in it either.
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird when they announced it after because he had just passed. And I watched it, and it was very much. I don't know if you've seen those first seasons of Power Rangers in the last like 10 years. They're hard to get through.
Yeah.
The acting is
pretty tough.
Not good. The effects are very like student film level. They're not great, but like I watched them a few years back, and I had like a fondness for them. Yeah. But I was like, oh fuck, like, this is terrible.
Well, yeah, we took photos with
we went to WonderCon.
WonderCon.
We got to meet what's his name? Caesar, can
What's
look
his
up
real name?
real quick? The Black Ranger, Zach.
Black Ranger.
Okay.
We got Walter Emmanuel Jones. Sorry, I got you.
Oh,
I
you got it. Wow.
Oh, wow.
That was
Walter
quick.
Emmanuel Jones.
That was
He was
quick.
also in Brink, who you brought up on the Carla podcast.
Yeah, he was.
He was.
Shout out Carla. And I was like, what was I trying to get at? Anyway, I watched it, and it was very much the same quality of that old show. Like the acting was just as bad. Because I mean, these guys are not like,
They don't do much.
they're not really working
Yeah.
actors. You know, I think they do mostly like dance or martial arts. Like I know she's a dancer, he's a gymnast, he's a dancer. So actually, Johnny Young Bosch is a very prolific voice actor nowadays. But anyways, so I watched it, and it was kind of like a nice. It made me feel good.
Yeah.
It brought me to a little. You talk about nurturing your inner child. I do it all the time, so it wasn't that big a deal for me. But yeah, it was cool. This is supposed to be Trini's daughter.
Yeah.
So like, she dies in the movie.
Because she died in real life.
Yeah, she died in real life while they were filming the show.
Yeah.
Or she was already off the show, but she had died. And in this movie, like, she's in it, Trini's in it, and so are the people that are not involved, but they're just in the suits and they use stock voice lines, whatever.
Oh.
So they kill. Trini gets killed in it, and then it's like, oh, the daughter wants to like
That's
be
the
the
call
Yellow
to
Ranger.
action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was a fine movie. I think if you grew up with that first season, specifically the first season, Mighty Morphin,
Yeah.
you'd probably get a little something out of it.
Oh.
Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's like on Twitter, it's just like, the acting is terrible. All this shit. It's like, did you not see the show? Like,
Yeah. What did you expect?
this is exactly the show, but just today. So I don't know. It was fun. I'd recommend watching it if you're a Power Rangers fan.
I loved Power Rangers growing up.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite?
I didn't really have a favorite Ranger. I kind of liked all. I don't really grasp onto favorites usually because no one's really like me. So like when I watch, I just liked all. I liked just the idea of like fighting with your friends, fighting bad guys,
Fighting bad
not
guys
fighting
with your
against
friends.
your friends.
You love fighting us.
There's just like having a group of friends, kind of like the whole Scooby Doo, Buffy the Vampire Slayer thing, where you just like y'all go to school and like your friends, and then like, oh, we got to fight some evil after
Guess
school.
we're gonna have to fight this guy.
I really attached to that. Maybe because I didn't have friends, but like I liked Buffy the Vampire Slayer for that a lot too. Is that like these people just hung out, went to school, hung out in the library, hung out at the fucking juice bar or whatever, and then they're like, oh, there's some shit we gotta take care of. Let's go do it. And then now I gotta do homework, and the next day, whatever. I think that's kind of why I like Power Rangers is just like teenagers' attitude.
And they were actually teenagers.
The actors, no.
When it was being filmed, were they
not,
older?
Yeah, they were not teenagers.
They felt, but like how like nowadays a CW show comes out and you're like, oh, these people are in their 30s.
This is kind of like that.
That one,
I think you were just
it felt like
younger.
they were maybe.
No, they were probably mid-20s. I think the youngest was Rocky at like 21 when he came on, maybe 20. But yeah, no, they were not teenagers. And Billy, he was like
older.
He was older, yeah. You can tell by this photo too.
He's a bit older.
He's a little bit older.
Yeah.
It was a fun watch. You should watch it.
I will. Yeah.
Do it tonight.
Yeah.
Do a live reaction tonight.
Live reaction? Live reaction video.
Yeah, I want to see. Did you watch Power Rangers when you were a kid?
I watched the first season, the one you're talking about, the Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was such a memory back then that I would remember like here and there. Like I remember their faces and stuff, and I remember that like I had the toys where they would all come together as one giant robot.
Yes.
That was tight.
Nice. You might get a kick out of it.
Yeah. My favorite was the Black Ranger. So shout out.
Okay. Zach or Adam?
I don't know.
Zach is the black. Adam is the yellow.
Oh.
It's tough to keep them
I like
straight.
the black guy.
I like the black guy. All right.
I like blue because blue was just my favorite color.
Okay.
So I was
The
like,
nerd.
okay. Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
Was his name Billy?
Billy. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Billy.
Yeah. He was always like, oh, what do I do? He was kind of the, I don't know.
He was the nerd.
He was the nerd. Okay, yeah, Power Rangers, check it out. I don't want to talk about this first. Do you want to talk? I wanted to watch Evil Dead, but I didn't, and then you didn't
Mhm.
even watch it anyway. So I'll cross that out. How was the newest Ari Aster film, Beau is Afraid?
Beau is Afraid was a wild ride, Caesar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was 3 hours. Did it
Oof.
feel like 3 hours to you?
Kinda. It felt more like it was split up in like 4
It felt
acts.
like 6.
It felt like different like parts of a story coming
Yeah.
together. Like it all. I don't even know how to explain it, man.
It's a
Like,
tough movie because it's all the point of view of Beau, who
Is afraid.
well, he's afraid, but and like you see a really crazy representation of anxiety.
Okay.
But
personified.
it's literally the world that he lives in. So like even like so this isn't a spoiler because it's the first like 20 minutes of the movie.
Mhm.
He lives in an apartment, but to get to the apartment, like he lives in a street where there's homeless people killing people. There's dead bodies in the
Oh.
streets, and it's like the idea of like, oh, if I go outside, somebody's gonna hurt me. But that's literally his reality. Is he
Yeah.
if he goes from his apartment to the convenience store, there might be 3 people trying to kill him on the way there.
Oh.
And so it's like all your fears are external and they're like real in life, and
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
such a trip.
Yeah, and even like the feeling he has, there's a point where like he can't get inside his apartment again, and I don't know, like, because I've had anxiety to the point where I'm like, oh, I don't want to move now.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't go anywhere. I'm just
Oh.
gonna sit here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna sit here and chill. So I get it, and this guy has Ari has like a lot of issues
Yeah. I would
that he
say.
works out through art, and it's like
Have you
this is
seen? You've seen Hereditary and Midsommar, right?
yeah, ugh, yeah.
How would this? I'm guessing it's very different, obviously. How would you measure that up to those previous 2 movies? Because I feel like those 2 are they kind of are companions to each other. Just the traumas are kind of similar, but just portrayed differently. Would this be like also held up with those, or would it just be something totally different?
I don't know, Caesar. What do you think?
I think it's different, but it
Okay.
like the same sense of humor, like that dark sense of humor from those movies. Because there's been moments where you're like, "What the fuck?" That's
Yeah.
kind of funny.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That, but like 2 times 100, and it just focuses on like the person as opposed to like monsters or whatever it
Yeah.
is. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I think I liked it more than the other 2,
Oh, okay.
but also because it's something that you could kind of relate with a bit more with like
Yeah.
with anxiety and
Mommy issues.
mommy issues,
Oh, yeah. I can't
anxiety
relate to
of just like, well, sticking your dad, like
Yeah.
your dad instead. Like, how do you
Okay.
feel? And don't answer this, but it's like, how do you feel when like your dad calls or like you're trying to call him and then he doesn't answer?
Oh,
And sometimes it feels like, oh,
you're right.
they're done. Like,
They're
I'm in so much trouble that like I killed them. Like that's kind of like your brain can go into crazy places.
Right.
Oh, I can't.
It
I
is
can't get a
weird
hold
when
of them.
you call a parent and they don't answer.
Yeah, it's like,
Like,
how
what the
dare?
hell?
What's
Like,
going on?
yeah, 'cause-
Where could you be?
yeah, but to be fair, I always answer when my dad calls, just because you feel like you have to, unless like I
Yeah.
absolutely can't. Like if you call right now, actually I may say let's pause because he never calls.
You never know.
You
Yeah,
never know, especially because they're old now.
yeah,
But like, it is like if I don't really call my dad that often. It's usually more of a text. If I need to know something right away, then I'll call him. But if he doesn't answer, it's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, why aren't you
Mhm.
answering my phone call? I'm your child.
yeah.
So I guess so.
But
That's
in that movie, even if you can't relate to like the idea of like a relationship that's messed up with your parents, you still kind of like can relate to it a little bit. Like I don't have the same relationship that Clint has with his mom with my mom, but you were saying you related. Not a lot. If you watch the movie, it might be really bad, but it might be like to some degree you relate to it, and that's kind of what attaches you to it, right?
Yeah, because even, well, like not even like mom and dad, but it's like ex-girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's times where I was dating someone who's a bit cleany or something, and it felt like that where it's like, oh, I didn't answer. She's gonna be mad now. And like my last relationship, I didn't answer because I slept because I was just taking a nap that day, and she was so upset that I didn't answer it, and that reminded me of that in the movie where it's like, oh, now I feel like she is like not on my side or like coming after me now. Like
Yeah.
I did something bad by taking a nap.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Exactly.
anxiety, like that's tough. Where you feel like
Yeah.
you did something wrong, even though you really didn't.
Yeah.
Because that's the guilt. The guilt is, I'm bad, I'm shameful, but reality is like, oh no, you're just kind of in this crazy
No,
world in
reality
your
was
head.
I was asleep,
I was asleep,
Exactly.
so you
Yeah.
didn't hear the phone.
and I was allowed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I'm not the biggest fan of Hereditary, but I liked Midsommar a lot.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Midsommar?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny moments in that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it plays more to that, like it's not. I wouldn't compare it to Hereditary. Maybe the themes of like parents, but not
Yeah.
like the dark tone where it's like, why is it so morbid the whole
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
Hereditary, not that the Midsommar's, but it's not a feel-good movie.
No.
And Midsommar is not either, but it's just like, I don't want to see this special needs girl get tortured. You know,
Aw,
it's not.
I know, yeah.
Because, like, okay, I'm not that empathetic, as you guys have figured out, but like, for some reason, when it's little kids that are kind of outcast or special needs, or there's something kind of off about them, for some reason, I get very, very empathetic to them, or I just feel so bad for them. Maybe because I was kind of like them when I was younger, so I just don't want to watch it.
Mhm.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to be a part of it because I don't want to go back to. I don't like going into those feelings, and that's what Hereditary was.
Yeah.
And it was just, I just felt so bad for that little girl, and then she gets her head smacked off.
No,
Spoiler.
Yeah.
And like, I just was like, it happens like midway through the movie, I think. To where I was like, there's no coming
Yeah.
back from this now. I can't
Yeah.
really
Lots of
get back
lots of
into
heads
this.
getting smacked.
Oh, yeah.
Does it happen in Beau's Afraid too?
Yeah.
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 It's
So much.
kind of
He's got
funny.
a decapitation deal,
mean,
I guess.
I guess we'll flag this for spoilers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because
fine, like-
there's so many things that happen where it's like we'll give you like a 5-minute explanation, but there's 3 hours of this movie, so there's
Yeah.
really so much.
Yeah.
There's so many things to spoil that doesn't spoil one thing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like even if you spoiled it here, by the time you watch it, you wouldn't remember anyways.
Yeah, you're just so
you wouldn't know the
taken.
context of when it happened, so it's fine.
You're taken by the shock of the movie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like he's just so into shock because there's a
he's
lot of
into shock.
yeah.
It's so unexpected when something. So the head smack thing, for
Yeah.
instance, in Hereditary, you're not expecting. Obviously, it's like there's this tension because she ate that cake, and then all of a sudden her head gets lopped off, and you're like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?"
Yeah, like
And-
in this movie, they made choices that I would do too. I'd be like, okay, this is funny. This is in the movie. But I wouldn't, like, I don't know. He just has like this like harsh intensity to a joke
Yeah, it's so hard to not to like
to
dance
not
around
spoil
it.
it. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's fine. We don't have to talk about it anymore. I haven't seen it anyway, so I can't really add anything to it. Oh, look at this photo. This is cool. This actually made me kind of like nerdgasm a little bit.
Yeah.
Seeing them with their morphers and their power coins.
Orphan.
Okay, so Coachella happens.
Uh huh.
Oh yeah,
Actually, it's happening again right now.
Right now.
we're recording. it.
Weekend 2. How do you feel about Coachella?
I've never been.
Uh,
I don't know if I would go unless I had a group.
I think the heyday is kind of gone.
I think I'm
It's kind of
past
winding
it.
down a little bit.
like Coachella is not that popular.
It's so my history with Coachella is I don't remember if I was in high school or if it was right after high school. It was around that time where it was like $15, a bunch of like stinky bands. Like nobody
Oh,
was. It
no.
was like a very not what it is today thing, and I thought it was kind of cool. And then it turned into like this huge. I think you guys talked about it with Carla, how the price of the tickets.
Is insane.
It's like 600
Or maybe
bucks,
that
yeah.
was on your solo thing.
Oh,
Or you
maybe.
your Carla's Modern
Oh
Life.
yeah, on our show. Yeah, we
I
talked
Oh,
about
listened
your
this.
show. Yeah.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
listened to Carla's Modern Life. You guys talked about the ticket prices, and I was like, "Fucking $400."
Yeah.
Like,
I remember
crazy.
I remember the days because us growing up, it was the same.
it was like $20.
It was like $20
Yeah.
to go to like a 3-day thing.
and
Damn.
it was not bands that you really knew.
Yeah,
I mean, it
that
was
was
first of all, it was
really
all bands. There's no Blackpink. But it was just like
Blackpink, ding,
we'll
ding, ding.
talk about them. But it was just like really kind of like maybe not underground is the right word, but just kind of like a different kind of energy there, and like almost more hippie-ish, I would say.
Mhm.
And then it turned into what it is today, which is just like Kanye West was there one year, I think.
I
and like,
think
last
Kanye
year-
in 2011 was really what made it mainstream.
yeah, that's where it was
Hmm.
like, okay. And then like now celebrities go and everything, and now it's like an influencer thing. And
Which is funny because I grew up going to like the Christian music festival like version of it.
Ooh, shout out. What's it called?
Spirit West Coast.
That's a real thing. That
was a real thing.
Wow,
And it
they
was-
try to name a festival.
It's funny because so you would have like the same thing happen with them too.
Yeah.
Where it started off where it actually had like crazy. I mean, the Christian bands aren't very known, but like
They are by the Christians, though.
under the radar, the only people that you would have known would be like Switchfoot
Okay.
or like Cutlass or Skillet.
Wow, I remember those
Oh,
names.
yeah. Okay.
So those would be
Wow.
some bands.
Very 2005.
It was very 2005. That was me, junior high to high school, and
Okay.
so, but they had a point too where like you had all these no-name bands, and it was cool because like I was that young and learning how to play guitar, so I'd get to talk to them because you would see them around.
Uh-huh.
But then eventually it became, oh, Chris Tomlin is playing,
He's a big one.
and he's like the big one who's taken like every Bible verse and turned it into a song.
Who's Chris Tomlin?
You know the song "How Great Is Our God"?
I do not.
Do you know this? I'm not gonna go through this.
He doesn't know.
Do you know the song Noah's the Best? Do you know the song Cain really loved Abel? Do you know the song The Garden of Eden is our paradise that we should have never been kicked out of by a whore? I don't know.
The song "Hey Lot, Where's Your Wife?" Turns around.
No, I've never heard of that.
No,
man.
but yeah, he's like the number one person. So by the time that happened,
Yeah.
I think it went downhill after that real
Or
quick.
uphill for some
uphill,
people.
maybe,
and
yeah.
It's just a different perspective. Anyway, yeah, Coachella, I think, because this year they streamed it.
So,
you could watch from home.
yeah.
And you had to pay for that, or was it was free?
Yeah,
was
they
was
always
free?
stream it. Yeah.
Okay.
So
they
that's-
always stream it? I thought.
Yeah, they've been streaming it
Always
since at least
streaming
2011 that I watched.
Oh, I thought that was a new thing.
So that's another thing. You have to really want to be into the experience to actually go.
Yeah, to go out to the hot ass Beaumont area.
Yeah.
and, like I've had friends that have gone and they do like the Instagram videos of the experience, and it seems nightmarish.
Yeah.
Like just to get in there, and then there's so many bodies together, like the camping part, because they camped there. And then, like, as they got older, they got Airbnbs and stuff, like adults.
I never camped.
Yeah. And yeah, it just seems like a racket almost to just not. Why wouldn't you just stream it from the comfort of your home?
Yeah.
But I guess if you're really into that, like the party, it is different hearing it in person for sure. But I don't know. It's not for me. I don't think I would go to Coachella, especially not now. But even
I don't
a
know.
couple years
What was
ago.
the whole Frank Ocean thing?
So Frank Ocean, he's a very mysterious guy. He only comes out and performs every once in a while. He had planned to do an entire performance on a skating rink, ice skating rink that they built for Coachella in the desert. And that week of, he fractured his ankle on a bicycle, and they told him he couldn't do the ice skating thing. And he already had hired and trained 200 ice skaters, hockey players, to do the skating and the singing of the songs. But that a couple days before, they're like, you can't skate, you can't do this. And he's like, well, screw it then, I'm not going to do this. And so he did a toned down performance. Everybody was disappointed in it because it wasn't, what we expect from a Coachella headliner. And he even did some songs where he would just play the song and not actually sing it, just like everybody. And so it was just kind of bad as somebody that, hey, the last time he performed was 7 years ago, and this is what I'm getting. So then he canceled in between.
Yeah.
And so now it's like,
God.
Sucks.
yeah.
You think maybe he was on meds or something? That's why he couldn't perform.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, you could tell he was definitely like, because he's talked
subdued
about
almost, yeah.
on acid and stuff, and he's talked about doing acid, and he might have been on it the first one because he was like sitting in the corner looking like sitting in the corner Indian style, I guess that's what cross-legged, and like just swaying to the music. And it was
We'll
like,
bleep that part.
oh yeah.
We call it crisscross applesauce.
Yeah,
these days.
crisscross, sir.
So yeah, it was just a weird performance, and it just sucked because a lot of people paid money just because he's such a big mystery.
It's a big get too.
Yeah, that some people just paid to go see him, and now Weekend 2 is happening right now as we're recording this, and he's not going to be there, and instead they're putting Blink-182, who
I would rather
performed already.
see.
I'd rather see them.
I mean, Frank Ocean's a talented man. I'd rather see Blink-182. But that's just my interest in music.
my
So that's
jam.
happening tomorrow. Or
Sunday.
Sunday. Okay.
Do you Marcus? Do you have any musician that you're love so much that if they were only to play Coachella, would you go and do it?
If Bauhaus played Coachella, which they never will, I'd probably go.
Why wouldn't they never will? I feel like they would.
I don't think they probably think that's lame. I don't know. I don't know them.
They're not gonna think that paycheck is
Exactly.
lame.
That's why
Yeah.
if Bauhaus played Coachella, maybe Depeche Mode. I feel like they may have
Depeche
done that already.
Mode.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Who else? That's probably at Bauhaus. If Bauhaus played Coachella, I'd go, but I don't see them doing that anytime soon. And they're all old now anyway, so I don't know. I'd probably show up for that, but they're not going to do that.
They have Old Cella now too. They have a
Old
Guns,
Cella.
Guns N' Roses, Metallica. and
Oh, I'd
Megadeth.
go there.
Wait, what is that?
Yeah, that's in
I go to
October.
that.
That's in
October.
October, and that's the same place.
Uh-huh.
But it's all like Guns N' Roses,
Like metal.
Metallica.
Okay. Like hair bands?
I would do that.
I go to that.
Yeah.
Me too.
I would
Yeah.
do
That sounds
Let's
like
do
more
it.
fun. Honestly, I think the crowd would be better too.
Yeah.
It's October. It's not gonna be as hot.
Yeah, exactly. No one's gonna smell like shit.
Man. Flannel season, hopefully.
Flannel season. Okay. Anyway,
We'll see.
so we only have 20 minutes. So should I get into topics or do?
We could do whatever, man.
Okay. Well, let me just bring up Blackpink real quick.
Black, pink.
So
Ooh.
okay. So topic of Coachella. I guess this was a big deal at Coachella. Was that these 4 Asian women,
Mhm.
Korean women, played this band called Blackpink.
Mhm.
That I just said Bauhaus, so obviously I'm not listening to like K-pop, but I did not realize this band was as big. It threw me for a fucking loop because I had not heard of this band Blackpink at all, and then through Coachella being around right now, for some reason it was like the algorithm. My algorithm was like it kept popping up, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Who the fuck is Blackpink?" Right? And so then I looked it up and was like, "Oh, it's a K-pop group." Of course, I wouldn't know what that is. But then I was like, I went on to like the Wikipedia, and I was like, "Oh, this is like a big deal. This group." And I put on my Instagram like, "I've never heard of Blackpink," and it, like resounding people were like, "Yeah, you're the only one that's never heard of Blackpink. We all know what this is." It's like, "Oh fuck, my bad." And yeah, I was like, because growing up when I was in like 7th and 8th grade, those were like my Asian years. So like, yes, let's get into that.
We'll bleep that out too.
No, don't bleep that
No,
out.
go back to it.
Don't bleep it out because
Wait, Asian years.
yeah.
What is that?
so my neighbor at the time who didn't live there, no longer lives there. But anyway, my neighbor at the time was Korean. Okay. And I would spend a lot of time at her house. And so they'd have like a lot of cultural Korean, like there was always K-dramas playing. Her mom would always make us Korean food. They had she knew like K-pop bands and stuff. So I was kind of like aware of K-pop, but then you go to school and no one knows what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Right. And so like I kind of got ingratiated into that group because she had a lot of Korean friends. And even though they weren't really like friends, but I just kind of was brought along a lot of the time. So we go to like PC Ban, which is a Korean PC place. So we play like Counter-Strike and stuff. Or we eat like over in like Puente Hills area, all those Korean places. We'd be there all the time. So I was very like around Korean culture a lot when I was younger. So to be 34 years old now and know that a fucking K-pop group is as big as they are on like they were on Jimmy Kimmel I saw when I was doing my deep dive. And I was like, I cannot believe that a K-pop group is like global now and people love, which is great. Like, cause I listened to some of the music and it's actually pretty good, but I was like I was very much like it was like the math lady, the gif where you're like, how does that add up?
Yeah.
And you hadn't heard of them until I brought it up earlier, right?
I've seen them, but I want to know what song they do.
Yeah, then
I wanna know.
Caesar was familiar with them too, and yeah, I couldn't believe that I just like this cultural worldwide thing I just had never heard of.
Do you think
very
do
strange.
you think they have to coordinate their hairdos?
I think everything is controlled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you don't know anything about, this is more Japan, I guess, but I quote idol culture. It's all very manufactured. Like they hold it's specifically women. I know they do it in Korea too. They're kind of like, you know, almost how like beauty pageants with like Miss Thailand is like the face of the country. It's kind of a similar element with the idol culture, which I don't know if they'd be considered idols, but they're like one of the most powerful groups in Korea. So maybe everything is manufactured here. How they look, how their personalities, what they say on TV, how they act in their music videos. They probably can't have boyfriends at all because the virginal woman is very held in high regard. They can't publicly have boyfriends. Probably have them. But yeah, this is all this is all really meticulously put together.
Yeah.
It's not like they just met and like started a band together. This is like created.
Yeah, this is created. Their image is very much.
I mean, we do that in all different shapes. Like One Direction was created by Simon Cowell, and
it's on a different level.
Backstreet Boys, NSYNC was created by Disney.
It's on a different level though in Asia, specifically with women. It's crazy. I'll give you some homework right now.
Should I do a deep dive?
Yeah, go. I don't know much about Korea, but I know it's kind of similar. But go into like Japanese idol culture. It's insane how they're just like objects almost, or they just everything about them is meant to just represent. I don't know. I can't even do a deep dive. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I want to do some topics before we run out of time because we're almost at the end. So enough about Blackpink. So Power Rangers. So we talked about zodiac signs a few times on this show. And because the Power Rangers movie came out, this article was a thing. So I have not looked at this yet. I wanted it to be a surprise here. So this is, here's which Mighty Morphin Power Ranger embodies your zodiac sign.
All right.
So since you just had a birthday, you're Aries.
Yes. Fire.
Your very first one.
Zach
Taylor.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Black Ranger, also known as Caesar's favorite. Energetic innovators that they are. It tracks that an Aries like Zach Taylor would marry dancing and martial arts into a hybrid expression and give it a kitsch-heavy name like Hip Hop Keto. And if you've ever watched Power Rangers, whenever he fights, he has like a little like doo-doo-doo-doo. He has like a little song that plays.
That adds up. That's very Aries.
Yeah, he does it in the movie too, and it actually looks kind of bad.
Oh.
doesn't age well.
He's trying.
Yeah. Aries energy alternates between hero and jester, and Zach with his bad jokes.
He's funny.
Pure heart. Well, this says bad jokes. And pure heart proves himself equally capable of playing both roles. Oxygenated by challenge and buoyed. That's a weird word. And buoyed by unfailing self-confidence.
Who's
Zach
this written by?
Likes sports and unattainable girls.
Oh, same.
Latinas.
Can't get them.
What do you think?
My
about
socks
that?
aren't high enough.
Well, look at his socks. They go all.
Oh my
the way
god,
up.
he should get them. Look at those socks.
How do you feel about
sock
that?
check? That sounds pretty spot on.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aries is one that I don't know if it's easier to characterize because it is very high energy.
Look at me.
Dancing.
He's in the middle of the air here.
Yeah, but he's also. I feel like he was just getting through a whole like spin move dance thing.
Hip hop keto.
Hip hop keto.
All right, so we'll do me next. Leo. Jason.
Leo.
Jason
Red. They think they own the place.
Scott's.
A recovering bully and a jock.
Okay, so it's already wrong. Recovering bully and a jock with a tender heart, Jason, like many Leos, lives to elevate the underdog. Okay.
What?
We see this drive to help others shine in Jason dedication. Grammar's wrong. In Jason's dedication to teaching Billy martial arts / self-defense to boost the Capricorn's waning confidence. Gold is the power color of Leo, and Jason goes full roar and total guild in later incarnations when he becomes the Golden Ranger. Leos are no strangers to drama or stage names, and Austin St. John, nay Jason Lawrence Giger, that's not how nay is used, who starred as Jason Lee Scott in the OG Rangers, is currently under investigation for his role in the COVID relief scheme. That
took such a deep, weird turn. Oh god!
So I'm not like Jason. That's wrong.
No,
that's wrong.
Tender heart.
You're a different kind of.
The first line: a recovering bully and a jock with a tender heart. No,
you're a different Leo.
No, I'm not recovering bully. I'm an active bully, and I definitely was not a jock.
You want to go to Gemini?
Gemini, okay.
Gemini. I mean, you're talking about hikes a lot. I don't know. Maybe you are a jock.
Oh my God. You got Goldar.
Oh, Goldar.
Ruled by loudmouth Mercury. Geminis are prone to bluster, exaggeration, and questionable catchphrases. Recently topping our list of zodiac signs most likely to get canceled.
What?
Oh, no.
In kind, Goldar brings all the bravado of a professional wrestler / former president to his role as henchman, bellowing things like, no mere human is a match for Goldar. Easily distracted, Geminis are apt to ghost in relationships. He's married. And apropos of this, Goldar's skill set includes vanishing into thin air at a moment's notice. So this is stupid.
Yeah, I think
This study.
I think only Aries can never be.
Retta
on,
Wiggle sounds
on
like
point.
a fake name.
Retta Wiggle.
So
Let's fact check this person.
Retta
is
Wiggle. Let's see
Retta?
what we click on her name.
What else
See
did they
Retta,
write? Yeah.
Retta Wiggle.
View author archive.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a bunch of BS.
Yeah, bunch of
Jake
weird
Gyllenhaal
stuff.
Zodiac. Okay, it's all Zodiac stuff.
Mercury retrograde.
What kind of stoner are you?
Okay, Retta Wiggle. That's got a thing for the Zodiac.
Yeah, she's a little too into it.
Or he. Yeah, it
Or
could be
they.
a man's
I'd
name.
say they. I don't know. If I don't know, I just say them.
Anyway.
I use that.
Them. What's up, y'all?
Okay. We got 10
Interesting.
minutes left. Do you want to do one of yours?
Sure, we could do one of them real
Okay.
quick.
Go ahead and read this one.
Boy 13 gets stuck climbing into claw machine for prize.
Ooh. I saw this as well.
A 13-year-old boy had to be freed from a claw machine after he climbed inside hoping to score a prize, according to an official at a North Carolina amusement park. Caroline's officials were alerted just before 2 p.m. Sunday that the boy was inside the Cosmic XL bonus game, which contained plush prizes, according to Courtney C. McGarry Weber, a spokesperson for the park south of Charlotte. Why did we give her full name? The medical response team unlocked the machine and the boy was able to get out, she said. He was treated and released from first aid to his guardian. Oh, good.
The boy's been
Good.
banned. Okay.
The boy's been banned.
So there's no picture here. I saw a picture
Oh,
of
I
it.
wish there was a picture.
He's just like chilling in the claw machine
He's
waiting
just
to get
inside
out.
it.
But it
It's
was
like,
one of those
eh.
machines that is big enough for you to actually. It was like the big, huge, like goofy looking ones.
Yeah.
Where the claw's like the size of a fucking chain chomp, and he crawled in.
But I think that maybe the funniest part is that the boy has been banned from the park for 1 year for attempted theft.
He tried to steal a prize.
So I guess technically he was. He was trying to steal it,
Justified.
right?
It doesn't say what the park is. This says North
What
Carolina.
was he gonna get? Was he gonna be any good?
I didn't realize that other states have amusement parks.
Yeah, I
besides
think
California and Florida.
They got to do something. Well, Texas has. They have like their Six
Where's that
Flags.
Busch Gardens at?
Busch Gardens. Busch Gardens.
Look it
I
up
think
right now.
that's.
Oh.
Well, even. I don't know where Busch Gardens is
That sounds
I
like
don't know.
a Texas.
because the other states gotta have something to do.
Here we do this one.
Okay, so
LA.
LA.
Busch Gardens.
Busch
is not in
Gardens.
LA.
Busch Gardens historic site, historic landmark in Los Angeles.
Busch
Is it
Gardens
though?
amusement park.
Oh, amusement park.
What were you-
It says Charlotte, North Carolina. Right
Oh.
there.
No, that's not this. This
that the
not,
same
never mind.
place?
Forget it. We'll
Maybe.
I'll edit this out.
yeah. No, keep it in. So they're real. They
Keep
know.
it. It's real.
They know.
We're real people. Keep it in. A woman gets 21 years for trying to kill her doppelganger with poisoned cheesecake. A Russian woman living in New York City was sentenced to 21 years in jail for poisoning her similar-looking friend with sedative-laced
That's not a
cheesecake,
doppelganger.
then stealing her identification and other valuables.
She also had blue eyes.
Oh,
she had
God.
to die.
I gotta try to say her name. A jury convicted Victoria Nasirova,
Oh, Russia. That makes
47, of attempted murder, assault, and other charges in February. Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz
Queens?
announced her
Sorry.
sentence. It's in New York.
Oh.
Sweet. God, the newsletter thing. Her sentence this week, nearly 7 years after the made-for-TV incident.
What?
Wait,
This is
what?
Confusing. Hold on. Let me skip this. Oh, Jesus. The cheesecake incident. Bought cheesecake over to beautician Olga Sisk's home on. All right, so women are crazy.
that
If you no.
So wait, would you...
If I saw someone that looked like me, I wouldn't have the urge to kill them.
With cheesecake.
I like how it's like they're her friend, though. It's not even like a random person.
It's like,
Because I've seen people that are like, oh, that guy has a big head, he has blue eyes, he has facial hair. It looks kind of like
looks
me.
kind of like you.
You know, Frankie Munoz or something. You know,
We would want to kill them.
I'm not gonna kill Frankie Munoz. Come on.
I knew of a
God.
guy that my friend. He was in senior in high school, and there was a freshman in high school that looked exactly like him and had the same first and last name.
Oh,
Now that's spooky, though.
That's weird, right?
There's something else going on there.
yeah, that's a break in the
They're
matrix.
in the same part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
They have the same first and last name. They look the same.
Yes.
They were like a hidden twin, and their
Yeah.
parents are like, no, you're 2 years older.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's like a weird Parent Trap
Yeah,
situation.
God
is
just got
weird.
lazy.
That,
he just
that's
said
gotta be
copy
something else
paste.
going on there.
He didn't try to kill him with cheesecake. That's all
No,
I
he
gotta
didn't.
say.
But what would? Yeah, I wouldn't try to kill a doppelganger.
Control C, Control P. No, I wouldn't kill my doppelganger. I'd be
No.
actually very intrigued almost.
Would you
Like,
want?
maybe let's be friends.
You would befriend
We
them.
navigate the world in the same way. People look at us the same. Unless he's like significantly bigger than I am. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, you have to look like you.
Yeah, but what if he was just
Could
more
be
in shape?
or
if he was more
buffer you.
frail?
Frail.
Then we're not going to be friends.
Frailer Marcus.
What if it was like the same build, everything, but for some reason he was just more successful in life?
Oh,
Would you
I
try to
probably
take out-
want to be friends with him, and then we can kind of like parlay it off. Like, hey, we're. I don't know. I'd try to make it work. I'm always trying to make friends with successful people.
yeah. If they're successful, he'd make it work. If they weren't, he'd be like, get away.
Yeah. So we can finish on this one.
Okay.
Jonathan Majors.
What?
Did you hear about this?
Yeah. Come on,
He-
man.
So I'm hearing different. This is from yesterday. This article, but initially, okay. So he's being accused of domestic violence. So when this first came out a few days ago, I think the girl was like, "It's not like she." I think the cops got involved, but she was like, "It's not a big deal. Like we had an argument, whatever." And then, so this video is claiming that he did not choke her out. They don't show the video though. Anyway, there's a bunch of shit going on with him, and he's being dropped from a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He has not been dropped from the Marvel stuff
Yet.
yet.
Mhm.
I feel like he probably will be, but
It's
it's just like he's
so weird.
It is weird, but also you think about remember Comic-Con last year. He's in everything that's coming up.
He's in everything.
And then at the end of that last terrible Ant-Man movie,
Yeah.
like the post-credits scene, it's just a bunch of hymns.
It's all him.
So like, what are they gonna do now?
They
Are they
can't
gonna-
explain it. 'cause
Yeah,
they
gotta
all look
explain
like
it.
him.
They're just gonna get
multiverse.
a different black guy and just be like, "Oh, I've changed my form" or something.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna
They've
have to
already
do.
talked
They
about
could.
recasting, but
Yeah.
But why though?
Well,
I
this
think
is
he's
why.
okay.
This is why.
I think he's all right though, right?
Now he's bad press.
Now he's
because
bad
been
press.
accused of this stuff.
and his manager dropped him, so it's like
Yeah,
they
his
must
Why would
know.
his
he's no
manager
longer
do it?
represented by anybody. So
There's got to be something up.
Disney doesn't give a fuck. They sense any kind of like blood in the water, and they're like, "No, you're gone." So
Whereas Warner Brothers is like, it was only 2 murders.
yeah,
All right.
subjective
Yeah.
murders.
Ezra Miller, you're good.
They were
Hey,
they were,
y'all.
yeah, Miller.
Get them inside here right now.
Let them do some work. Say that they're going to therapy. It's all good.
Yeah. Just say it,
and then
we'll-
once the
we'll be
movie's out,
good.
okay,
Yeah.
we're
Keep the
done with
toys.
you.
He's still in the toys.
But yeah, I'm not like into the Marvel stuff really that much, but it's kind of crazy how, because I know the slate of this Marvel thing, and it's just like, what are they gonna fucking do now? And this guy's younger than me. He's only 33. He looks like he's 40.
He does.
They- when they showed his age, I was like 33. This man looks old as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
And,
know. He's also so ripped and jacked that if he did,
Oh, because he was in Creed.
He was in Creed.
so good in Creed.
Yeah,
he was
Oh my
so
God.
good. Like, if he really did it, I think we would know.
because she'd be dead.
She'd be dead.
But
It's
I mean,
weird.
maybe he was, I don't know, like roid rage or something, trying to get into shape.
Well, it
and-
says, maybe, but it says like, this proves that he did not hit or choke Jabari, who's the girl, in any way or any time or even raised his voice. So
Ooh,
I don't,
raise his voice would be tough.
I don't know. But it's
Um,
kind of one of those things where it's like, it's too late now. You've already had the stink of this on you. And
It just sucks.
sucks for him because
I
that's
don't-
quite the paycheck that he's going to lose out on for this,
On-
for being the next Thanos.
Or being in the next 8 movies that aren't even Marvel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's been signed on. He's just been in everything.
Man, your management drops you. That's rough.
That's just not even a good look.
You no longer have representation.
Oh.
You can't get in a room. You can't get into any meetings.
Is this going to be like the new O.J. Simpson trial?
I don't think it's going to be that big.
I think it's
It
going to
feels
be.
like
I
it.
think
This
it's
is
going to.
this is gonna blow away, but like
I don't know.
it feels like it. Do you remember the OJ trial?
No, I was a child.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't even say it. That was like 3 years of on the news, every station, all day. I remember the OJ trial, and I was still very young. And remember, it was everywhere. So this is not going to be that, Clint. He
Well, I
didn't
hope
murder.
not.
He didn't murder her, first of all.
Then why is everyone dropping him?
that's
just 'cause it's
that's what
bad
you do
press?
nowadays.
I don't know.
Plus, right there,
don't know.
faces. So a lot of women have come forward, or a few more new abuse allegations.
Oh,
So it's not
new
just one
allegations. So now they're all going to come out.
fight. Yeah.
OJ didn't get dropped. He got arrested and
Well, he
went on
murdered.
trial. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he got out of it somehow.
Yeah.
So,
Kardashians.
since we're at the end, we'll not talk about that.
Shout out OJ.
Shout out OJ.
Yeah, you're not shouting out OJ. I don't agree. So
He's a great guy.
says the man who was too young to be.
Jonathan Majors. I don't know.
Jonathan Majors. Who knows?
Who knows?
It seems
He's
like
a little. When I saw him in Men's Health, I thought this guy's too ripped.
okay.
He's probably not loyal. He's probably abusive. No, why would I think that? No,
I don't know why you would think
I
that,
wouldn't think like that.
Mr.
Gosh.
Thirst Trap Thursday.
Yeah, I saw his thirst traps, and I thought, you know
look
what?
at my calves.
Hey, have you seen that one photo of his calves?
Look how unfaithful these hairy calves are.
Yeah, he has some juicy calves.
Anyway, thank you for being here for episode 46. We're 4 more to 50.
Wow.
We got to do something special. I haven't planned anything out yet. I got to get on it because I feel like I'm going to need to buy some stuff to do something.
You gonna dress up?
Maybe.
Maybe.
We could do it live too.
Do a live
live on
episode.
YouTube.
Live 50.
Then we can't cut anything.
That'd be great.
We don't cut anything anyways.
It's true.
We don't cut anything.
That's why I love this show. So
Really
much.
don't. Just keep it in.
But yeah, it'll be 50 in 4 weeks. So
Wow.
That'll be fun.
Oh, I wrote down that our podversary of first recording a podcast was April 29th.
Oh, so
Next
next
week?
week we're going to hit our 1
Next
year
week.
anniversary.
Yeah.
Holy
Wow. Wow.
Okay. Yeah, you can skip those first few episodes.
Yeah, don't
They're
look
not
at
the
those.
best.
Go to number 9. Start from number 9.
Yeah,
Start from 9.
That was
Yeah.
a great one.
Mine was great. So yeah, thank you for being here. Caesar, do your stuff.
You can follow me at I am Caesar Rod. That's my personal one. You can follow me at Rodriguez Podcast if you want me to produce a podcast for you. Whether you're in Southern California and we can do it in person or in remote, I can do it online.
Ooh.
And then follow Carla and Caesar's Modern Life on YouTube. That's the show I do with my wife. And then Rodriguez Show at The Rodriguez Show. That's the first show that I've ever done. And that's been running for 8 years now. We're doing a party on May 12th.
Okay, you don't have to brag, Caesar.
Party.
Yeah, with your little 1 year.
Damn.
Anyway, we're going to stop doing the Caesar segment.
Dear diary, remember not to include Caesar next.
Yeah. Clint, do yours.
All right, at the _ Clint Show. Here we go. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter,
All right.
Spotify.
Spotify.
Check us out on Spotify, man.
Is that the right handle?
Just keep
The
listening
Clint
to
Show?
us. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say
The
that every
_
time.
Clint
I
Show.
know.
Yeah.
Uncle 2 _ Marcus and everything. The 30s Pod on Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Like, subscribe, hate watch.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So we haven't had any hate comments, but I'm going to start pulling them so we can talk about them.
I'd like
That'll
that.
be fun. But thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank
Bye,
you.
y'all.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.